become surprised when I tell them I'm from Texas. You don't have an accent. Well, no, of course I don't have an accent. I realized at a very young age that if you sounded like you were from Texas or anywhere in the South, that people assumed that you were an idiot. And since I'm not athletic, all I can use is my brain. And so I said, I am going to do my best to eliminate any traces of a Texas accent from my speech. I suppose in the evaluation later on, you'll tell me how I did. My mother named me Karen Elise Taylor. Originally, she wanted to name her daughter Elizabeth, but she decided that she wasn't quite sadistic enough to name a child Elizabeth Taylor when she got married. But unfortunately, she couldn't really think of a good middle name to go with Elise as a first name. And so she ultimately decided that she would plop Elise in the middle, add a Karen, and hope for the best. And for the first quarter of a century of my life, it worked out just fine, with one minor problem. When you go by your middle name, any kind of official communication, you become Karen. And in the South, people really enjoy pronouncing Karen without the E. Karen. Karen. And I'm exaggerating somewhat, but you get the point. And so after 25 years of, actually I go by Elise, can you note that on my record? No, I still go by Elise, can you please? Okay, Karen, yes. After 25 years, I decided to change my name. But I encountered the exact same problem. I was married at the time. I didn't really want to take my husband's name because I'm too much of a feminist for that. So, what do I change my middle name to? A couple of years of deliberation, and one of my favorite musicians, Kimmy Dawson, names her daughter Panda. Now, I've gone by the nickname of Panda for years. Some people are Honey, Sugar, Sweetie, Pookie. I was Panda. Hey Panda, how you doing? And I realized that if that little girl, who I will never meet, if her name can be Panda, my name could be Panda. Except Elise Panda Taylor doesn't really have a good flow, and it also has the initials EPT, which is a little bit awkward. However, PET, Panda Elise Taylor, would have been better. I mean, pet. I like pet. Of course, after a quarter century, I figured that Elise had done its time as a middle name and deserved a promotion. Now, the problem, of course, is growing up in Texas and living in Texas, I had never really encountered a panda. And sure, they're cute, but if they're actually horrible, stinky, dirty creatures, I have absolutely no interest in being permanently associated with something that's yucky. And so, I did the only rational thing that a person in my situation would do. And I flew to China. I spent 2 weeks starting in Beijing, moving down to Chengdu, and flying out of Shanghai. And during the portion of my Chengdu trip, I volunteered at a panda preserve. I spent a week shoveling a lot of panda poop. It looks like golden pine cones, in case you're wondering. Doing my best to communicate with my complete lack of Chinese and my guide's complete lack of English in terms of what he wanted me to do to assist him in the panda poop shoveling effort. But most importantly, I was able to hug a panda. In case you were wondering, if you close your eyes and hug a Saint Bernard, it's about the same. And so when I got back home, the next day, I filled out the paperwork, went to court, and changed my name to Elise Panda Taylor. If you've ever considered changing your name to Panda, I highly recommend it. It's a wonderful conversation piece. It's stylish. Everyone knows how to spell it. And most importantly, when you're filling out Toastmasters applications, it's great for an icebreaker. Mr. Toastmaster.